Well, Zeebs, has the steam stopped coming out of your ears?
Yeah, probably not until I get back out there and start playing. But yeah, there's not much you can do really. You have to cop it on the chin and understand the only way that I can help the team now is by preparing myself for round 14 against GWS.
How frustrated are you?
Yeah, quite frustrated. I think last year being suspended wasn't great. I felt that probably should have still been out there, but obviously you can't do much about that. The decision was made and cop it on the chin and move on. And I thought this year started playing some good footy as well, which is quite frustrating in a sense that you can string a few games together. And this is my third year without injury, which is good. But in those 3 years, I've missed 10 games now through suspension. So. And the worst part is watching the boys on the sideline, knowing you're fully fit and ready to play, but watching. And I find that I'm a shocking watcher, so it's not great. And I'd much rather be out there, but as I said, you can't do much about it. So just got to prepare yourself for your return and put all the hard yards in and don't miss a beat.
So you've had sort of experience both of missing games through injury and missing games through suspension, and I suppose what you're saying is it's actually easier when you're injured because you just know that you can't be out there. But
no, yeah, spot on. That's I missed a fair chunk of footy my first 2 years through injury, and it is a lot easier knowing that you physically can't be out there playing because you're injured. And in your mind, it makes yourself feel a bit better. But when you're suspended, you're fully fit. You almost feel like you're letting the team down in a sense that you're not out there and you're not playing, helping the team win. And especially close games, when you watch close games, you just think, oh, if I'd have done that, if I could have been out there, and all those sort of bad thoughts go through your head. But yeah, you can't really think too much about it because you won't sleep for 3 weeks. So
if we take you back to the actual tribunal outcome or the match review panel outcome after the Adelaide game, what was your initial reaction, and just in as far as your emotion, not so much what their determination was?
Yeah, well, the decision was made, and actually hearing the news I was shocked to start with, genuinely, because I thought what I did wasn't bad. I didn't think it deserved a week, to tell you the truth, but I knew I had a bad record, but I believe that the record that I've got has been derived from previous suspensions that, again, I don't think that deserves the punishment I got. But then again, I'm not whinging here, and I think I was quite disappointed and frustrated that trying to wrap my head around that I'm not playing for the next 3 weeks was the biggest thing. With the buy in between the 3 week suspension as well, means I was going to miss 4 weeks of footy, and it was almost like deja vu in a sense that I've been through this before, and yeah, here I am again.
The inevitable question is, and you've been asked it a lot, will you change the way you play? In the past, you've said no. Have you had to rethink that?
I don't think I will change the way I attack the ball. I mean, that's probably one of my greatest strengths as a player, and is to attack the ball with ferocity, and I consider myself a ball player. Like I think I'm really hard at the footy, and I don't line blokes up and go out of my way to hurt people. But footy is a contact sport, and I don't plan on changing the way that I attack the footy, or attack the guy with the footy in that instance. But I just can't keep getting guys high because it's just costing too many games. So I think a cause for that is just staying on the ground. If you stay on the ground, you can really attack the ball and the player, and I think that will go a long way to help reducing suspensions.
But most people that played sport would identify pretty quickly that it's hard to make a change like that, not leaving the ground when it's instinctive and things are happening in split seconds. You're making those decisions so fast. How do you stop yourself from leaving the ground in the contest?
Yeah, it's quite difficult because with the Adelaide one, for example, you go in to smother the ball and it all happens with under less than a second. And then if the match review panel slow it down as they do, and click, 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 and it sort of just goes frame by frame. You think, well, now you've got a decision to make. You can leave the ground or you can stay on the ground. And then they click to the next frame, which takes about 10 seconds to do. Righto, you've made that decision to leave the ground. Next frame, now you've made contact with his opponent. So that's deemed as reckless and you've done the wrong thing. Whereas in game time, as a player in football, you play on instinct, and I'd go to smother the ball, and within a second or within 0.3 of a second you make a decision. It might be just to brace and protect yourself. In that instance, left the ground that far, which is deemed as reckless, and here I am 3 weeks on the sideline. So as hard as it will be to change, I think practice makes perfect, and it's a skill I have to learn, whether it be kicking, marking, tackling, not leaving the ground in a contest. It's something that can be worked on, and I'm going to have to do a fair bit of work on it.
So now you're saying you do have to change aspects, but not everything.
Yeah,
just aspects, just little tweaks.
Little tweaks. I'm not going to change the way I play in general with my attack on the ball and the player, but I have to tamper with the way I go about it, because I can't keep getting the result I'm getting at the minute with suspensions that are lasting quite a while.
Is it safe to say that in this day and age of where we're at with football, that if you are a ball player and you do attack the ball with the ferocity that you do, inevitably you will cop suspensions? Do you just have to come to terms with that?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I mean, 10 years ago you wouldn't have to worry about it. Blokes who miss 10 game suspensions in 3 years are known as dirty, and I don't think that I'm a dirty footballer at all, and I don't think that I, as I said before, go out to hurt anyone. But I think AFL is a contact sport, and guys who attack the ball with ferocity and make contact with players these days, as it's been proven in the past, if not done correctly, then you'll be missing games.
You've obviously spoken to Brad Scott about it as well.
Yeah, a little bit. Brad had a chat just briefly that he just reiterated what I said, that we can't have me missing games of footy like 3 and 4 weeks, which is major chunks of the season and crucial parts of the season as well. So I think Brad is happy with the way I attack the footy and attack the player with the ball, but he also just reiterated that we just can't keep getting the guys high. It's really important that we look at that and tinker with it a little bit.
Thanks for your time.
No worries, thank you.